What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Joker, issue number 2. So this one was written by James Tynion IV, and it's a continuation. It's the second issue in the ongoing Joker series. Again, there's a lot of Batman-related titles. Another one that came out today was Batman Urban Legends number 2, which was a really solid issue, especially the Red Hood stuff. I just recorded a video on that right before this, so you can go ahead and check that one out as well. But this is the second issue of the Joker thing, or as I like to call it, kind of more of a commission. It's kind of more of a Gordon story so far than it is a Joker, because in the last issue, Jim Gordon was given an opportunity to go and track down the Joker and kill him, and he'd get all this money. So he'd be paid handsomely by this group over here, who it turns out we find out at the end of the issue is the I guess spoilers this point ahead is the Court of Owls. So we have that going on. We have this other like Bane faction. Again, this is all stemming from the whole Arkham Day incident where, Joker is blamed responsible for, killing Bane, all these other inmates. So you have like these Bane followers who are injecting this woman with venom, and then we have this other family here who's was affected because of the Joker. So everyone else kind of in this issue is going after Joker. Gordon contacts Batman to tell him about the whole situation. He withholds the whole like killing him aspect, but Batman's like, if you find him, you don't go after him alone, you call me and we bring him in together. That's his whole situation. And then Oracle's there, he gives him the information, and then the biggest surprise of the whole issue, Gordon says, are you sure you're just worried about your old man, Barbara? And Batman just kind of gives a shocked look, and she gives a shocked look like, yeah, I knew who you were. Well, and then they all just kind of like, Barbara responds, Dad, I want you to come see me at the clock tower now. So Jim Gordon knows Barbara Gordon is Oracle slash Batgirl. So he's known apparently for a long time. And when I first heard this, I'm just like, oh, that's a really cool reveal. I'm kind of pissed because somebody spoiled it to me on Twitter. I just happened to go in and then I see that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Nobody could wait 5 minutes for the spoilers. So that kind of ruined that surprise for me. Otherwise, it would have been, but it's still a bit of a shocking moment, especially what happened. And was it Batgirl 50? Because I'm like, wait a minute, he knew this whole time. Well, why didn't he say anything then? But they do reference that moment later on in the issue. So initially, when I heard that, like, wait a second, he said he was so against Batgirl earlier on, which makes me wonder if that was written before they made this decision to have Jim Gordon be like, oh, I knew all along. But it is an interesting thing. So Jim Gordon's there. We also see Joker at his little hideout. He's just kind of chilling, having a good time. And he knows that people are on their way to try and hunt him down and kill him. So he's just going to kind of, lay low in his little island hideout there. And then finally, probably the most interesting part of the whole issue is the conversation between Barbara Gordon and Jim Gordon, because, he knows that she's Oracle, but he doesn't know who Batman is. At least I don't think so. And they kind of have their little conversation about it. He tells him the whole story about uh, how Joker haunts him, how he always hears the laugh. He doesn't blame her for what happened. He was just kind of getting emotional at the time back in issue 50 about James's death. Again, James was a criminal, but it still was his son. And he's like, that damn clown has taken so much from us, Barbara. And he's talking about how the woman, Christina, asked him to bring Joker back and turn him into the authorities, or she asked him to kill him. So, and Jim didn't tell Batman that either. And she's like, are you considering it? And Jim's like, no, I'm not considering it. So it's just kind of a big moral question. Is like, that clown's going to come after you one day, Barbara. And if he does something to you and I'm around to see it, I'm just never going to be able to live with myself. So it's really kind of going into like the morals of Jim Gordon. Like, what is the right thing to do? Do I just keep bringing Joker back? Or do I finally finish the job off once and for all? Do I finally kill the Joker? But then again, that means he kind of wins in a way, because Gordon is always like, despite everything that Joker's done to him, he's brought him in by the book. So again, Gordon's like, I could be financially well off. I could finally get rid of the Joker once and for all, and he will no longer be there to haunt us. So I think that's a really interesting dilemma going on here, and they talk about it very maturely. So that's a very maturely written scene. So Barbara's like, okay, I'm going to give you access to all these things. Here's this phone here. If you better check in at least once a day. And he's like, the criminal underworld does not play by rules. So basically, I'm gonna aid you in this thing, but you are not gonna kill him. You're gonna tell Batman about this whole situation, because that's part of the deal. Then we also have this other group going on here who's just like, we got to take down the clown. We have the Bane group that's going to take down the clown. And then lastly, the big reveal is the people who are hiring Jim Gordon we're a part of the Court of Owls, and they're like, it's time to bring the Joker down. So we have all these different factions going on simultaneously. Like, we got to take the Joker down once and for all. Again, this one has some really great artwork there, really kind of diving into like the dilemma that each of the characters are facing, like especially with Jim Gordon. The interesting revelation that he now knows who Barbara Gordon is Batman finally going to tell him that he is Bruce Wayne? I mean, this is Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon, if you're going to trust any cop with this information, you might as well tell Jim Gordon. So I'm actually very excited to see if they're actually going to go through with it, because Gordon trusts Batman. Batman trusts Gordon. They've had this long brewing friendship, and now the fact that he knows who Barbara Gordon truly is, maybe they can help each other out. It might be good to have someone kind of inside on the force. So I'm interested to see where this thing goes from here. I actually hope that Batman actually is the one to tell him. I mean, Superman revealed his identity to the world. Why won't Batman do it to Gordon? Again, this is Batman revealing to Commissioner Gordon. If he's going to tell any cop, you got to tell Commissioner Gordon, or I guess former Commissioner Gordon, just Jim Gordon, because I believe it's Renee Montoya who's the commissioner now. So that was the end of that one. But there is a backup storyline, and it's about Punchline. And so the last one, the Punchline stuff was kind of the weakest point of the last issue, but she was just kind of there. She fought, who was it? This lady, what's her name? Okay, the Ace of Spades back into play. Okay, so we can do that. We also dive into the people simping over Punchline, debating with her online. We have Harper Row, who's on the case, trying to figure out more about who Punchline is and all the stuff going on there. He talks about her roommate and all that. And the very end of there, she sees that Punchline was obsessed with the Joker. So, that's pretty much apparent. And then we have this other group trying to like go after Punchline in the prison, who was just, showing herself as the new tough son of a bitch. They have some artwork there. Again, that's her without the makeup, shows that she's pretty shredded. And the end of the issue is Orca's onslaught, I guess. So let's throw a punch back at Punchline. So that's kind of the gist of the whole thing. Again, it's nice to see Harper Row get something to do. I feel like it's been a long time since he's done anything. And the Punchline stuff, it's only a couple of pages, so I think it's going to be an ongoing thing for the next, I don't know, several issues, because, it's the Joker book and you're going to have Punchline in there. It's the weakest part of the issue for me. It feels kind of out of place with the rest of the Joker thing. I'm really interested in the whole Jim Gordon stuff. The Punchline stuff, it's not interesting me that much, but I mean, it's something. They're really, with the Batman books, they're at least trying to give all the Bat family members something to do. I mean, Tim Drake doesn't seem to be around right now, but I think he's going to come into the Batman Urban Legends thing. He's going to have something to do there. Damian's obviously going to get his solo book. Nightwing's going to have his. Batman's in 100 different things at once. So all the Bat family characters are all seemingly going on some interesting paths for the time being. Red Hood has me the most fascinated so far, at least till the Robin book comes out here. Nightwing's in a start of a new good direction. Uh, Barbara Gordon is playing a critical role, it seems, in every book as Oracle now. I feel like let Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain be Batgirl for a while. Just let Barbara Gordon stick as Oracle for the time being. And, if she has to go out in the field every once in a while, make it kind of a special appearance thing. Just let the others kind of take over at this point. Let her stay as Oracle for the time being. And if she ever needs to go out for like a big event, then go ahead and bring her out as Batgirl. But I think she works well just being kind of Oracle for the time being. Let the others kind of take over. We had the Burnside Babs thing. It didn't connect with everybody. So just kind of, move on. Again, Barbara Gordon's my favorite Batgirl out of all of them. But I think it's time to just kind of move on from that Burnside Babs thing. But the Punchline stuff's okay. But the rest of the Joker issue is pretty compelling. The nice revelation that Jim Gordon knows who Oracle is as his own daughter. It definitely has me fascinated. The fact that he lied to Batman about, or just didn't tell him about the whole killing thing, and he told his daughter, there could be some trust issues going on there. So we'll see what Jim Gordon is going to do. Again, Joker, I don't know how this is going to go. I really don't know. They did kill Alfred off, so it goes to show that, with DC Comics, they're willing to take some risks at times. So will Jim Gordon finally be the one to bring down the Joker, or will Joker bring down Jim Gordon? The Jim Gordon definitely seems to be on the way out, and the stuff going on now, so he could very well end up killing the Joker by the time this book is done. It's all going to collide in a really spectacular fashion, so at least I hope it does. So let's see where it goes from here. But anyways, what did you think of The Joker, issue number 2? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Artwork was great all the way through, by the way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Be sure to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, and as always, Take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.